Okay, perfect. Second half, let's get to it. Take notes if you have to, but other than that, I want you to really see and dig deep in terms of where do you fit in with this? Are you making any of these mistakes? If you're not making these mistakes, then you know already you're on the right track. But let's just see where you fit in, right? You can type it in the chat section as well, just to see if you are, if that's you, type it in the chat section. If it's not you, then obviously say you're on track, right? So the 3 overlooked mistakes that keep traders from profitability. Now, you're not losing because you don't know enough. You're losing because you keep overlooking the same truths. Keep that in mind. You're not losing because you don't know enough. You're losing because you keep overlooking the truths. Now, number 1 is mismanaging emotional equity. Okay, so mismanaging emotional equity. So you protect your money, but you keep draining your emotions. Now, what does that mean? It could also be fear-based, right? Emotional equity. What does that mean? So most traders think risk equals lot size, right? The normal thing to think about is risk equals lot size. But the real risk is emotional depletion. You can have the best system, but once you're mentally exhausted, you break every rule you wrote, right? So what does that mean, really? Like, think about it. So you have the best system, you have all your rules, right? But once you're mentally exhausted, you break every rule you wrote. Sort of like these cracks in between where you let things slide because you looked at everything. The same thing with looking at too many pairs, analysis paralysis. You're looking at too many pairs, and you just start getting fatigued just looking at charts, right? And you start seeing, oh, there's a mistake there. When you look back at your journal, you say, oh, there was a mistake there. Could have avoided that. Okay. Now you start trading from feelings, not from data. You miss a setup. You have too many that you're looking at. You miss a setup. Now you start getting emotional about it because you're like, oh no, need to enter a trade today. Miss so many setups. So 1.1, mismanaging emotional equity. Now this is what I call the Friday melt. The Friday melt is more or less like this. You've had a tough week, 2 losses early in the week, 1 win midweek, Friday comes, and you want to end strong, right? So 2 losses early in the week, 1 win midweek, and then Friday comes. You want to, you want to end strong. You want to have a good weekend. So you enter a setup you normally wouldn't take, telling yourself, I just need 1 win before the weekend, right? And the weekend will just be extra, extra good, right? Now, the setup looks fine, but your stop gets hit. Now you feel embarrassed, angry, and your weekend mood shifts. So really think about it, right? The setup looks fine, but your stop gets hit. Now you feel embarrassed, angry, and your weekend mood shifts. So what you don't realize is you didn't lose because of your system. You lost because your emotional equity was gone. You were trading from a need to feel better, not trade better. And this can happen if you, let's say you also have a few pairs, right? You're doing everything correctly, you have your rules, you have a few pairs, you only trade a few pairs, but let's say maybe you had one, but that one trade probably hit stop loss and you didn't have any wins today, and you just feel like you really want to have that sort of dopamine fix to just get in a trade and just have it at TP. Okay, so just think about that. What you don't realize is you didn't lose because of your system, you lost because your emotional equity was gone. You were trading from a need to feel better, not trade better. Very crucial. Now, there's also overconfidence loop. So after 3 wins in a row, you feel invincible. You double your lot size. Seems like something that you wouldn't do, right? But after 3 wins in a row, you feel invincible. You double your lot size. Now, 1 loss wipes out 3 days of gains. You spiral not because the system failed, it worked, right? 3 wins, but because you emotionally broke structure. So that's why I say it's important to know how many trades you take max in a day, how many losses and wins you'll take max in a day, and call it. Let's say you say, okay, I'm going to take 3 trades max in a day. Stick to that. So when you have 3 wins, there you go. We calculate the percentage, how much you gain for that day. If you, let's say after 3 trades, that's just a loss. After 3 trades, that's a loss, and you're just done. Okay? So after 3 trades, you lost it, you're just done. So, you're not going to keep going. You're not going to revenge trade. Stay consistent with that, and that's how you're going to get consistent data. Consistent system that you can write down and you can repeat over time. So after 3 wins in a row, you're invincible, you double your lot size. Now 1 loss wipes out 3 days of gains. You spiral not because the system failed, but because you emotionally broke the structure. You emotionally broke system. You emotionally decided that you wanted to fast forward, you wanted to be in control of something that you cannot control. Now, mismanaging emotional equity. So how do we fix it? Because we already know, okay, this, and this is the issue, right? So how do we fix it? You're going to set an emotional drawdown limit. If I take 2 consecutive losses or feel triggered, I'm done for the day. Let me repeat that. If I take 2 consecutive losses or feel triggered, I'm done for the day. It's very interesting because remember, after a couple of losses, you already need to know, okay, there's going to be more trades. There's going to be thousands of trades. How many times have you thought, okay, you place a trade or you miss a trade, right? And you think, oh, it's the end of the world, right? But then let's say a year has passed and you've had tons of opportunities as the years pass, right? There will always be more opportunities. Now, in the moment, in the short-term mindset, in the short-term view, you're going to think, oh, there's no opportunity right now. There's nothing today. There's nothing tomorrow. There's nothing for the week. But just understand, not placing a trade is also trading. That is your job as a trader. Not taking low quality setups is also you doing your job as a trader. Okay? So if you take 2 consecutive losses or feel triggered, you're done for the week. Now, how do you reset before you regret it? Because remember, you enter something, you're like, oh, no, I shouldn't have done it, right? So when emotions rise, execution quality drops. Step away, walk, journal, or recenter before re-entry. If you do not have self-control, this is the easiest way to really do it, is switch off your computer. They also have these options where you can lock your trading accounts and things like that, where you don't touch your trading account. So just make sure that if you don't have self-control, close your computer, go for a walk, do something that distracts you from looking at the computer. Try it, do it, it will work in your favor. This will help you reset. You want to reset so you can get back to your system, back to structure. Because remember, as a trader, you become a professional trader, you start living off your trading, and then also remember, your emotions will still consistently be there. They just become easier to manage, right? Because you've built experience, you've built that sort of resilience towards those impulses, right? And you have methods in place. You understand yourself, so you have methods in place where you say, okay, You do not have self-control. Close the computer, literally physically move away from your computer, leave the room, leave the house, do something else, right? Go do some other activity. So treat your emotional energy like your trading capital. Once drained, you can't perform. This is very clear. And maybe in the moment, in the where you're at in your journey, you might understand it too clearly. But those that have been trading for a little bit of time, that have seen this for themselves, when they trade and they focus and they're on their A game, they really execute like nobody's business. You are unstoppable, right? You know exactly when you're going to enter. You know when your session is happening. You know your risk per trade idea, and you enter according to that. And then suddenly there will be a day where you feel like so overwhelmed. There's a lot of things happening in terms of looking at the chart, so much news and noise. Just know when to quiet it down, know when to focus on what you focus on, check the pros and cons of the trade. If the pros outweigh the cons, you know what you need to do. You have one job, execute on your edge, and that's it. Not for your 2 cents on the charts, not for your hypothetical thinking, not for thinking, okay, gold is going to probably reach a little bit, let's say 4,000, right? Like that's assumption. What is it based on? And if it's not based on actual technical analysis or anything to do with your strategy or system, then you're just hopeful, you're just doing some nonsense, and you need to just focus on what you're doing, okay? What your system is. Now, the takeaway here is a blown account always starts with a broken mindset. It spirals, one little mistake here, then the next one there, and you try to fix it, and then it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. Broken mindset. And that doesn't even feed your psychology. It doesn't even feed your confidence for you to keep pushing through to get to that profitable stage. So if your emotional balance is negative, your account balance will follow. Be very careful with that, right? So it's literally just saying in a nutshell, when it comes to being a profitable trader, you become self-aware. Not in a way that's sort of unhinged, right? You become self-aware, knowing your limits, what sort of triggers you, more or less how many trades you can take until you start doing some funny things. Understand yourself and understand that your journey is personal to you. Yes, strategy is similar to most people in terms of what strategy is and the steps. But then what makes you a profitable trader is understanding and creating a system that says, okay, I'm going to trade maximum 2 trades in a day. If I have 2 losses in a day, I'm done. If I have 2 wins in a day, I'm done. And I keep staying consistent. Maximum how many trades in a week, and you stick to that. You want to make sure at least you don't go 6 trades this week and then 20 trades next week. Your results are just going to be all over the place. So just make sure that you're clear with it. And remember, if you really want to break through in terms of becoming a profitable trader, you need to make sure that you clearly tell yourself, if you break these rules, if you try and take shortcuts, you're just going to take longer and longer to get your end result, that result that you really need to get to. Okay, it's not rocket science, but it's the simplest things that really get you as a trader, right? When you are starting out and things like that. So, secondly, treating consistency as an outcome, not a process. It's one of the mistakes, right? So, treating consistency as an outcome, not a process. So, you want consistent results, but your actions change every week. Remember, I told you, create a system. When you create a system, you can follow it. It's like, imagine a system that works really well, right? And you give that same blueprint to, let's say, someone else, right? And they have to copy it exactly to that point. Now, the results might be different because they're not you, but at least they will see consistent results. That's what a system is. Someone can repeat it. You can repeat it over time. This suits your personality. This suits your trading style. This suits your schedule. And there you go. Now, what does this mean, right? You want consistent results, but your actions change every week. So what does that mean? Traders chase consistency in profits, but forget profits come from process. And you repeat that. So traders chase consistency in profits, but forget profits come from process. Honestly, I think, if you flip a coin, right? When you see an unprofitable trader, what is their focus? Money, profits, right? And that's okay. That's normal. At the beginning stages, that's normal. But I think if you really want to get there faster, think about the process. Think of actually proving to yourself that you can do analysis correctly, that you can execute correctly, that you can enter your trading window correctly. Do that. Focus on the process. The money part comes with it, right? Because your system works. You're building a system where you can repeat it over and over and over again. That's how it becomes easy to win trades. If you lose a trade, you know, okay, it's probability. So every new YouTube video, every new strategy, they switch. They try to fix results instead of habits. So remember, every strategy also has a losing streak. Just because you're facing losing streak, you have to see it through. You have to understand risk management. Losing streak doesn't mean you're going to blow your account. Losing streak can mean, okay, you have a few consecutive losses, but that doesn't mean you're blowing your account. You're handling your risk. Now, the strategy hopper. So this is a scenario, and maybe this is you. I'm not sure. You can type it in the chat section as well. I'll check it on the side. Let me just see quickly. Okay, so just keep in mind, see which one you fall under as well. And if you feel like you were once this, or a strategy hopper that was once you, also let us know. Okay, type in the chat section. Let me know. Was this you once? And then let's go from there. Let's see how far have you come since then. How far have you worked on yourself to get to where you are now? So, the strategy hopper. You've had 3 losing trades using your current system. You panic. Maybe the strategy doesn't work anymore. I'm sure everyone has had that thought, right? You have a strategy and you're thinking, nah, the strategy doesn't work. It's just you're losing trades, right? But you fail to forget that you're supposed to journal. That's why it's so important, not just to track your trades and how much you're making and how much you're perhaps losing now and then, but to also, you're tracking your system, you're seeing what wins, how many trades you place, right? So you panic, maybe the strategy doesn't work for you anymore. You switch to a new one midweek. Oh, very easy to do, right? Switching up. You followed something just for a week and then you say, there's losses here, and so I'm just going to skip and change it now. That's when you shoot it. That very moment where you start seeing something, don't switch up on it. At least stick to it for at least a month. Get proper results. See what's happening there, and then reassess. Because now you have enough data to say, okay, this thing isn't working. Next thing, what are you doing wrong? See if you're missing something. Check the session. Everything, right? Check everything. So next week you're testing another. Now your journal shows 5 different setups, 5 different risk levels, and no data you can trust. And remember what happens after that. If you can't trust your data, you've tried different methods because you can't stick to something. What's going to happen? You're going to stop trusting yourself. And in trading, to be profitable, you have to eventually learn how to trust yourself, your ability to execute a trade, your ability to calculate risk. You need to build that momentum, to build confidence and trust yourself. And when you strategy hop, when you sort of system hop as well, right? When you system hop, you lose confidence in yourself and you forget that you need to start trusting yourself. Okay, build that trust with yourself. So when you ask, what's wrong with my trading? You can't answer because you don't have a sample size of anything consistent. If you do not know on average how many trades you place in a day or in a week, you need to find that out now. Okay, you need to find that out. If you don't know that, then yeah, you really need to get to the books. Now, treating consistency as an outcome, not a process. Another scenario could be the risk roller coaster. So week 1, you risk 1% per trade idea. Week 2, you risk 2% per trade idea. Week 3, you risk 0.50% on your trade idea, right? Your results fluctuate not because your edge changed, but because you processed it. There's no baseline to measure progress. Keep your risk consistent. Make sure that you're risking per trade idea. Make sure you're not risking too many pairs in a day. It will sort of dilute your results, right? Too many things in the pond really doesn't make it clear for you. So make up your mind. What are you going to risk and how many trades you're going to place? Make a decision. Make a decision, stick to it. Be decisive and stick to it and see it through. If you feel like, look, you're a bit nervous in terms of your risk, you don't want to hop into 1% per trade idea or even 2% per trade idea. And you just decide, look, you're going to gradually build that confidence. Then you risk what you feel comfortable with, but consistently, 0.50%. That's what you consistently will risk per trade idea, and that's it. Till you build that confidence, till you build that trust. Once you get that trust, you'll be fine. Now, how to fix it? Most importantly, I'll tell you what the problem is, but I'm also going to show you how to fix it. Now, consistency equals repetition. Oh, the boring stuff, right? Repetition over and over and over again. We have to repeat the same thing because if we don't, we won't get proper data. So, consistency is repetition. When you become profitable, trading is going to be boring. But for some of us, we do enjoy doing our market analysis and having the routine and having that structure. I'm pretty sure you'll get to that point as well. You'll have passion for what you do, but also you'll be profitable. So that makes it sweeter. Now, Consistency equals repetition. Run one strategy plus one risk plan for 30 trading days. You're not trying to win. You're trying to collect data that matters. Okay? You're not trying to win right off the beginning. You're trying to collect data that matters. Why does that matter so much? Because if you can consistently make good percentage in a week based on rules and systems that you can repeat, imagine what's 3 weeks going to be like, even a month, right? So consistently try and do that. If anything, if you're not where you want to be, where you are now in your trading, and you feel like you deserve to be in a whole different level where you are now, right? Look to yourself and be honest and say, okay, stick to one strategy, stick to one risk plan, follow it for 30 trading days, see how you do, and then see your data, right? So track your progress, not just P&L, your profit or loss. Rate every trade. Did I follow my plan? Did I respect my risk? Did I wait for confirmation? If you followed your rules 7 out of 10 times, that equals 70% process consistency. That's your true KPI. Okay? If you followed your rules 7 out of 10 times, that's 70% of process consistency. We want to get it to at least maybe 90%, right? There's always going to be some sort of moment where you're going to feel, okay, you're a little bit off on your edge a little bit. Maybe the 2 losses, triggered you a little bit and you take a moment, take a break. But one thing I'll tell you is that always track your trades, write it in your journal. It will really set you apart from 99% of people that aren't profitable. Okay. Now, review weekly process, not weekly profit. So did you follow? Obviously, did you execute better than last week? Not did I make more? So just understand that better. So ask yourself, did I execute better than last week? Focus on process. Did you follow your rules? Did you go A, B, and C? Okay. Pros and cons. Okay. Did you enter according to your trading window? Okay, cool. Okay. Did I execute better than last week? Okay, cool. Then don't ask yourself, did I make more? It's like you can almost think to yourself like in terms of a danger zone, right? Once you start thinking about how much money you're going to make, what you're going to do with the money, and you start checking things that you want to spend money on, right? That's when you know you're in the danger zone of trading. But once you start focusing on the process, showing up the charts when your session is active, entering your trades when you see it, and you just execute correctly, you start to see profits are just coming. Okay? Then once you see the profits are in your bank account, then you can start saying, okay, how much did I make, right? So just really fix that psychology. You sort of switch up on your brain. Okay. Now, the takeaway from this is consistency isn't built by winning big. It's built by not breaking through. Okay? Every time you stay consistent in process, you compound discipline, and discipline compounds profit. I would say discipline, in other words, is like self-control. Because in trading, you will have this little voice inside your head that will say, okay, just enter that trade. Yes, you did two max trades, 2 wins in a day. You already had 2 wins in a day. Market conditions are probably really good. Now, it's not based on structure and you check everything, right? And if there's no high impact news events coming up, right? And you just focus on just executing on the trade, sure. Maybe do a calculated risk. But if it's just based on, okay, let's just take one more because you're just hungry to make profits, and that's not discipline. And remember, one mistake in sort of hitting on that sort of build that you've done with discipline, all those steps, all those countless hours that you put in to consistently follow your discipline rules, and then just to break it on one trade, literally sets you back so much because now you made this one mistake. Let's say the trade does go your way. What's going to happen the next time? You're going to push the barriers just a little bit each and every time. That next time the trade's going to hit stop loss. You're going to say, just one more, right? Just one more. Maybe that one will be a win. So don't even open up the door for any other mistakes in terms of not following your discipline. And remember, compound discipline, and discipline compounds profit. If you compound profit in your mind, then it's definitely going to lack in discipline because you're going to focus on money. You're going to focus on making the money instead of the process on how you can keep repeating it. Keep that in mind. Journal out of everything that I showed you today. So far, market outlook. We don't see anything right now. So use the CHF. There is sort of an uptrend structure coming up, maybe a continuation sell, overall direction long term. UCCHF, I'll check tomorrow. And then also UC Canadian for a continuation buy at the moment. Just check in with that and see what's happening there just now. And then, yeah, nothing. Euro GBP didn't go and create new structure, but it moved my direction. And then nothing on GBP JPY. Nothing on gold at the moment. It's still going up further. The dollar index could increase as well as time goes on. So I don't see any change in a reversal at all. I see the dollar index actually going further up. But we'll see. If it changes structure tomorrow, maybe for quick correction, a reversal for the dollar index, we'll see it overall in other pairs as well. So we'll see from there. Other than that, start tracking your trades and, just respect yourself as a trader and respect the time and effort that you're putting into the charts. Because remember, trading is something that's not just the fanfare of it. It's also the profitable traders know. We know. What does it take? What does it really take? And it means you have to work on yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand your limitations. You have to understand if you don't have self-control, what are the methods you can use? You just have a quick hack and just, close your computer, move away, do something else, have a life. Okay, remember, don't forget why you're doing this in the first place. You're not supposed to sit and obsess over the charts all the time. You're supposed to also execute on your trades, and you can leave, and you can go and live your life. Okay, so otherwise you might as well just work in an office if you want to do that. You want to sit and stay at the computer. So just understand why you're doing this in the first place and understand what it takes to actually become a profitable trader. And if you really know at the back of your mind, a little voice has told you, okay, yeah, you know the mistakes you've made. You know why you shouldn't have taken them. Write it down in your journal. Be your own worst critic, but also don't be too harsh on yourself. Understand that there is space for growth. You can do it. Many of us have been where you are today, and we've pushed through and we've become resilient and we have self-confidence because we've worked on ourselves and we put in those hours. Okay, so build that repertoire, build that confidence with yourself, track your trades, that's data, so you can repeat it over and over and over again. And as you saw, I do face losses as well. I had JPY, that hit my target. USD hit my target. Then USD another opportunity for an opposing direction, also continuation, change in structure. I hit stop loss on that one. And then UC Canadian, I hit my take profit on that one. So it was 3 wins, 1 loss. That's fine. I'm good with that. And yeah, the percentage is not too bad. So just focus on the process. That was based on process, and I will not stress things enough. If something works, I'll tell you. If something doesn't work, we won't even mention it, won't even use it, right? Pointless. So let's get to it. If you have any questions, obviously, I can check it on the chat section. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll see it in the comment section as well. I'll also reply to any questions that you have. Remember that the Trive Lab app is going to be live soon. You'll see my face on there as well. I'll be doing webinars there. There will be some market updates as well. So if you want to see any of my trades and things like that, I'll show you maybe what I'm looking at, what's coming up. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you there and you engaging with me there. And then we can just, I'll let you also know on my story or my Instagram or any social media platform when the Tribe Lab app is going to go live. And then just utilize that. Education is important. Having a positive community where that is really at your fingertips. Utilize it. Take it wholeheartedly. And I'm sure it's going to be valuable for you because we're putting in a lot of effort in terms of the thought process behind it and the knowledge and just everything for the traders in the community. So thirdly, last mistake here that most traders might face is ignoring statistical edge and sample size. So you want proof your system works, but you never collect the proof. You want the proof that your system works, but you never collect the proof, right? The tedious work, the boring stuff. So what does it mean? Most traders expect 10 trades to tell the true story. But trading is a probability game. Remember, working probabilities, not a prediction game. The edge only reveals itself over a large sample size, 50, 100, or 200 trades. You wouldn't judge a coin toss after 3 flips, but you do that with trades. So just remember, over a series of trades, you'll see your edge play out. If you have a 50% win rate, you already know half of the trades you're probably going to lose and half the trades you're going to win. Reality, right? So in order to even know what your accuracy is, you need to measure it over, let's say, 50 trades, 100 trades, 200 trades. So once you understand that, once you already know, okay, you did this now for 30 trading days, you track your data to see what's going on. Now you see, okay, over 50 trades that you place for the whole month, seems like you have a 60% win rate. Now you know what you're working with. Now you know, okay, 4 trades out of 10 that you're going to place, you're going to lose those. It's not going to be a surprise. You expect it, you know what's happening, understand your system, and trade your system. Now, scenarios that I like to show you is like the early quitter, right? So if you're ignoring this, so the early quitter is you take 7 trades, 4 of them are losses, 3 are wins. You call the system trash. You stop unaware that your strategy has a 55% win rate and needs at least 50 trades to balance variance. You gave up before the edge could show. Now, second scenario of a person that could obviously fall into this trap is the gambler's blind spot. Trader A wins 3, loses 2, thinks I'm consistent. Trader B wins 2, loses 3, thinks I'm failing. But over 100 trades, both have identical expectancy with R multiply stays the same. Only one keeps data to find out, and the other trades are feelings. So always track your trades. Never measure yourself to another trader. Everyone is different. Everyone's psychology is different. Everyone's mental state is different. Everyone's progress is different. Now, how do we fix this? Remember, I tell you what we need to obviously handle in terms of mistakes there, and then how we're going to fix it. So, commit to a minimum of 50 trades before judging your system. Journal everything. Set up type, entry reason, risk, result, emotion, mistake, or success. Track it down. Write it down in your journal. Say week 1. Euro JPY. Buy continuation, risk, what you're going to risk. Forecast what you see. Really forecast why you're taking that trade. What do you see? And then also say reasons why this trade could hit stop loss. Write it down. Really be honest about it. And then write down the outcome. What happened, right? And also, while you are building your trust in yourself, I want you to also write down what were your thought processes. Could you handle it? Were you going crazy? Were you feeling a bit emotional? Did you want to stop some stuff? Really track it. Once you become aware, you get better. So use your journal for data-driven decisions. Say, my London breakout has 63% win rate. My New York reversal has negative 5R, okay? 0.5R expectancy. Now you know what to scale, what to cut. So after 30 trading days, you check everything over a series of trades. You saw, okay, you perform better in London session. These pairs work best for you. This maybe suits your personality better. You know that New York reversal obviously isn't for you. The expectancy is low. Okay. So if you don't track your trades, you're trading. You're not trading, you're guessing. So if you don't track your trades, you're not trading, you're guessing. Data is your proof of edge. Without it, you're gambling with confidence. Just listen to that, right? You're gambling with confidence. A lot of people do that, right? So if you don't track your trades, you're not trading, you're guessing. Data is your proof of edge. Data is your proof of edge. Without it, you're gambling with confidence. You're not going to reach profitability. Don't gamble. If you want to waste your own time, go and gamble. Waste your time, be delusional. But if you really want to get to the profitable stage, track your trades, actually have a system. What works for you? Now we're going to summarize everything. The 3 hidden bottlenecks of profitability. Emotional mismanagement. This breaks discipline. Inconsistent process. No data equals no growth. If you do not have a system, data to back up what you're looking at, you will not reach progress. Period. Thirdly, ignoring edge. No sample equals no truth. Ignoring edge. No sample equals no truth. Over a series of trades, only then will you see your edge play out. Only then will you see at the end of the week, wow, okay, following your system and really sticking to it, oh wow, your results improved, right? Use this method. Try it out, see if it works. Let me know in the chat section. Type it in the comments as well. Any of my videos, type it there. Let me know also in the Trive Lab community as well. Once it goes live, let me know, okay? You can chat to me there. In our Q&As and the webinars, okay? Which of these 3 is holding you back most right now? So is it right now as we speak, which of these 3 is holding you back right now? Emotional mismanagement, inconsistent process, ignoring edge. All 3 can also be something that's holding you back. But once you identify what's happening there, what's wrong there, then you can actually combat what's going on. Okay, only then you can combat what's going on. Very clear, easy to understand. The most simplest way to actually get profitable is the things that you really don't want to do. Right? You're chasing dopamine over actual facts. You're not really looking at facts. Okay, perfect. So we see here what's happening. See quickly with the dollar index quickly. Yeah, you see this gap over here as well. Market could come down there to just balance it out. I don't see a reversal structure at all. But market can just go further down and maybe push further up. Maybe it will create a nice clear downtrend, and then we can see maybe bullish continuation. But so far that I'm looking at, I don't see any clear structure at all. Let me just see 1 hour quickly. What's going on there? Yeah, nothing that I'm interested in there, but I'll keep an eye on it. Could possibly just reach the new high for the 5 weeks. The dollar is not getting weak at this point. Gold, let's see here. Yeah, you can see my buy opportunity here that I had. Yeah, gold will probably still continue going further up, but that's just based on what I see. I wouldn't enter based on, oh, it's going to continue going further up. I just see, okay, that's what's happening. Dollar's not weakening. Okay, cool. But as you can see, there's my opportunities there. Boom. Clean, clean, clean. In and out of the market. I'm done. Just take a certain amount of pips and I'm done. Okay, awesome. Let me just see what's going on there in the chat. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so if you want to see more live streams like this, I'll definitely put it on schedule, and then you can see when you have to attend it as well. We'll obviously go through a whole full hour just to make it, full in terms of everything that you want to look at, just market outlook, insights, updates. You're going to get market updates as well on the Trive Lab app. So make sure you check that out eventually. Just check on my social platforms. I will announce it there as well. And yes, really exciting times in terms of what this industry is going to just change into and just evolve and really, truly get to the core tools that you need as a trader from the beginning. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys progress. And from there, it's just going to go. If you know your system, if you just look at all the data over 30-day trading period, 30 days, trading days, and you track those data in your journal, then you'll obviously see your edge. Let it play out, let the trade play out, see it through, and just have self-control. And if you don't, find methods on how you can better that. So awesome. I'm just going to conclude this session here. Awesome seeing you guys, awesome chatting to you guys as well. And I'll do more of those. If you want to see any topics as well, if you want to give any suggestions on what I should cover, then you can type that in the comment section as well. Go for it. You can DM me as well. That's fine too. Awesome.